government building which has about 40 rooms, and until 1960, just on a small island, all of the world's, which I forgotten the name, but from all of the world offices were in this building, and Panama City made them move them to Panama City only 40 years ago, which was quite an interesting part. So this is my take of a samtam, which was one of the third best salad in the world for this one. It's got 56 ingredients in it. Handmade coconut oil, which is a really interesting thing that they don't use so much in Thailand. They use a bit, but the flavors, its depth, it was wonderful. Then I went up to Kimberley in PNG. The Kimberley is the north part of Australia, for the guys that know again. It's some of the oldest Aboriginal art around this area. Absolutely amazing part of the world too. And Papua New Guinea is, it's such an interesting part of the world where these people live, and not that long ago, only maybe 10, 15 years ago, they stamped out cannibalism in the last parts of Papua New Guinea. But it's so interesting going to the outer areas of these islands, because they're untouched almost, except by Christianity. They've put in, there's Christian churches in these small villages and all the rest of it, but nothing else. They know nothing more. A very big problem with AIDS in certain parts of Papua New Guinea, but really, really, really interesting place to go. So, Papua New Guinea again. This for some of the elderly people that we took around there. We always called it the newlyweds and nearly dead's cruise. So we took on people as old as Arthur, and older as well. And we took them ashore onto untouched beaches, which you couldn't do. A lot of the companies take you on skiffs and people can't get in and out in these, but this company designed this boat with a side door where, if you see the ship before, it got raised right up so you get put off on 3 different levels of the ship. So even if you were in a walking frame or walking stick, it was amazing. And they beached it straight on so people could get into places that they never ever thought they could go anymore. Really amazing. Really, the company's very good at done that. Then I end up in the place of smiles, so we're nearly there, so happy Pattaya as we all get to. It's taken me 25 years to land here. I love it now. I've been here 6 years, and I've been through a couple of restaurants since I've been here. I started working in Restaurant Oscar, which is in Soy Welcome down in Jomtien, and that's the Swedish owner, Magnus, and he's a chef as well. So his food is really interesting, and between mine and him, we made quite a nice menu. And yeah, he's still open today. Really nice place. And that's Magnus on the left, and me on the right. Magnus, me, and 2 other chefs did a Rotary event this year. I don't know if you remember. We raised $500,000 baht at the Amari with 2 other chefs, and yeah, that was an interesting one too. Then I opened Bite Me Bistro. I don't know if anyone remembers that. That was on 3rd Road. I did that with partners about a year and a half ago. But partners in this town aren't very easy always, so I moved on to Blue Olive. So that was my stand. This was one of the famous dishes that's kind of people have copied all over town now. You'll see it on about 30 menus, but it was originally mine. This is done with a ponzu dressing, which is seaweed on the bottom, shiitake mushrooms, and up the top here we're seared tuna with 2 different kinds of seaweed, and it's done with pickled vegetables, which are done with fennel seeds and all sorts of things. That was one of my signature dishes at Bite Me Bistro. Then I moved on to Blue Olive, which for people that have been here a long time will probably know this one. Ray, the chef, was there for a long time, and he passed on us. I took over for about 9 months till I got myself back on my feet. And then we get to where I am today, Sanook Park. Sanook Park is on a 10-acre area out off Soya 9 on Teppasit Road. The go-karts that have been down there have been about 30 years. They're not part of our park, but everything on the right-hand side of the road is what we're working on. And we have the bungee jump down there, which has been there since 1989. Done over 80,000 people. Really, really long, done very safe bungee jump. The safest in Thailand by far. They have a secondary harness, which no other ones in Thailand do. We're going to be doing ATVs there very shortly, and we've also, and slip lines are going in very shortly, and we've also got what they call like an Angry Birds, which you go people back 45, 50 meters and let them go. So you go from 0 to 110 kilometers an hour in under 2 seconds. Quite interesting. So for any of you guys that want to do that, it's a great place to come and try something a bit different. Our oldest jumper is older than most people here. He's 85 years old and he's jumped 150 times. So really interesting old gentleman. He goes around the world jumping off bridges and cranes and all kinds of things like that. Sanook Park, we're in the infancy of the park at the moment. Because it's on 10 acres, there's a lot of wasted land. So Mark, my business partner and the overall leaseholder for the area, is looking to put small businesses throughout the 10 acres, all that can sustain themselves, more so for families. As Patty is a change in place, it's not quite the same as it was 5 years ago or 20 years ago or 45 like most people are, a lot of people are here. But we're really moving forward for the families and things. That's why I joined and built Barbecue Primetime. Here we have airsoft, which is another thing we have on site, which is a bit like paintball, but plastic ball bearings. It's a bit more sore, really. It's a bit more painful, but it's still great fun. There's the harnessing for the bungee jump. This is the pond right next to where I was. I had a screen there which I was doing cinemas for about 6 or 7 months, but I've kind of let that one go. The cage there takes you up 62 meters in the air, and then it's your time to jump after that. So, if not, we can give you a little helping hand if necessary. So that's what you look like when you're way down off a 60-meter crane. And that's the slingshot, as we call it, like the Angry Birds. We take this ATV, we pull you back, as I said, 45 depending on your weight, and they let you go. So you're harnessed in fully. It's a really interesting part. As you can see here, we've got Bouncy Castle, which is down there all the time for people that have got kids or grandkids or whatever we want. The whole thing is about families. So that's why I opened Barbecue Primetime. I've got a 2-year-old son now, which is, I'm a single dad in Padua, which is, I'm not the only one, but there's a few of us around. But I wanted to open somewhere where I can have my son at work and do interesting things. So we've got a big area for him to play and many other kids to play too. This is our lamb burger, which is, it's got Greek salad inside, it's got a Moroccan flavouring taste. 2 to 3 patties depending on my sizing, what we're doing at the time. My ribs are actually getting quite famous in town already. I cook them in sake, which is, I go with the Asian feeling with sake and sugar and soya paste. And then I use two different kinds of barbecue sauces where I smother them on and I smother them on and char them on an open flame. So every Tuesday we do rib special days, which takes about 60 baht off our ribs. And they come in quite large at 800 grams, so they're really, really nice. Today we do a buffet, so for 290 baht, I do 13 or 14 salads and Thai dishes. And we have Les DeShane playing, who's an American guy, actually a great singer. And yeah, very enjoyable to have. And yeah. Thanks very much, guys. I don't want to ramble on too long. I'm only talking about a park and a few little things, but I hope that was a little bit of interest to you. This is my first speech ever, so I probably pushed it through a little quicker than I should have, but I know the man down here loves to speak, so we can surely fill in space. Okay, guys, thank you very much.